Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Celebrity Cars. We're located in Las Vegas, halfway between Summerlin, Nevada and Henderson, Nevada, just off the strip at 7770 Dean Martin Drive. 2013 Porsche 911 Carrera, automatic, amaranth red metallic. Pretty special. So if you've never been to Celebrity Cars before, this is what we do nowadays, because maybe you don't want to get on a plane. Maybe you don't want to leave the office. You got some money burning a hole in your pocket. You've been looking for an amaranth red metallic 911 from 2013. Here it is, okay? I'm your living, breathing condition report. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to pretty much go over this from head to toe, explain to you where all the nicks and scratches might be, any dings in it, rust, all that kind of stuff. We'll go over all these things. And we want to make sure that you're comfortable in what you're purchasing, because maybe you can't get here anytime soon. And maybe your wife thinks that this is awesome or something like that. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Okay, well, it's a 2013. I'm not sure of the miles. We'll check out the miles once we climb into it, but you can go to celebritycars.com in case you found this video first and look at the description on this car. But so what I do, I go over the condition, all the nooks and trunks and all that kind of stuff. We've got a couple little things that we need to point out here. But overall, this is a awesome car. It's ready to go. It's an automatic. Anybody can drive it. It's beautiful. And chances are you're not going to find your neighbor with this particular color, that's for sure. So let's get started. I do see on the front end of this Porsche, we've got a little bit of road wear. It's got some change in miles on it. It's a 2013 model, so it's not unheard of ever to see any normal road wear. I'm going to kind of sort of let the camera do the work. I will point out that there's a small nick right there. You find yourself some fancy touch-up paint, that'll make that go away pretty darn quick. But other than that, the whole front end here is generally in good shape. I feel a little scratch down here. There's a little scratch down here from a curb or one of those things. This is all pretty much smooth all the way down along the bottom. And over here we'll have some scratching as well. Okay, so there's been some curb work down here. But I will tell you that above it, this paint likes to do crazy things. There's a small abrasion here. It likes to spider web and do all the crazy stuff after if it's been whacked really hard. Obviously this hasn't been whacked really hard. There's no spider webbing going on in any of the paint here. There's a small abrasion right there. There's an itty bitty little mark right there. But again, I'm letting the camera kind of sort of do the work for me here. I don't want to beat this car to death because it doesn't deserve it. As far as picking out any little things. Here at Celebrity Cars, we purchased some new lights recently, and they're like magnifying glasses on surfaces of paint in here. So this is you're seeing everything very clearly here, as clearly as you can on film. That's why we spend the extra time. I'll come back to this corner, but all this looks good over here. Again, some really mild normal wear and tear up here. Okay, but nothing is awful. All this hood right here, some minor scratches in the paint. It needs a fancy detail, but the minor scratches, again, I'm going to let the camera work kind of sort of do the work. There's no scratches that need touch-up paint up here. There's no chips that need touch-up paint up here. It just needs a fancy buffing tool. You call your fancy neighbor that's got the wheel and all that stuff and get this car real good. And 99.9% of all these little itty bitty surface abrasion scratches will disappear. Let's work our way down the driver's side of the car because we got the most light over here right now. This wheel and tire is in pretty good shape. There is some really minor curb rash, and I'm talking minor. You can barely see it. I'm running my finger all the way around the perimeter. There's a mark here. But this isn't normal tire rash. This is just a really small, just touched the curb. There's nothing major going on here. If it were my car, I wouldn't even address those because you can really barely see them. But we're trying to sell a car here. We want you to know everything. So I'm going to work my way back down the driver's side here. I'm all the way down on the ground. All this is smooth. I don't see any any you know, bouncing over curbs or tree stumps or, you know, any of those crazy things that people could do in an automobile. I don't see any abrasions down here. All this looks good. I always like to spend some time down here because nobody ever spends any time down here. But if I were the buyer, and you being the buyer, you would if you were here. So that's why I'm conquering this now. I've got nothing else but beautiful paint all the way down here. There's no major abrasions around the keyhole here or anything such like that. All of this is good paint. There's a clear bra here, okay? Because, you know, if you're a Porsche owner, you know that right here is where you get lots of nicks and chunks and scratches from driving down the road. But I barely see any even in the clear bra, just so you know. This wheel and tire is in fabulous condition. There's no curb rash on it. These tires all seem to be in really nice shape. There are no dings or dents or anything like that coming up here on this rear quarter panel. Just some, like the hood, some very fine stuff that needs to be polished out by your favorite detailer. This is a very, very pretty color. I've never seen this color before. Since it got here, my first thoughts were it needs a fancy detail and polish in order to pop just a little bit more. So if you like the way it looks now, the surface of the paint is pretty much smooth, but you can tell it needs a clay bar and it needs to be shined up more. That's simple as that. This car will be brilliant after that's done. All right, you could stay there. I'm gonna wheel the car around to get the back end of it in the light so we can pick the back part of it apart. Up here, over the engine, we have a couple minor watermarks, if you will, up here on these shelves. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but again, this is all detailing work. All this just needs to be detailed. There's no paint about to disappear or anything like that. It just needs some love. Let's look at the total back end of the car, and back here, I don't see any abrasions on either corner, so nobody backed into anything. Down along here is nice and smooth. The exhaust pipes haven't backed into anything. They're nice and clean. Tail lights, everything, there's no cracks in anything. Back here, the chrome lettering is brilliant. And once again, you know, you call your favorite detailer back here and assist in cleaning this up. All that looks great. The rear windshield, as you can see, that looks beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? It's 100%. All right. Let's work our way back up the passenger side here. I'm going to spend just a second up here. We have some of those really mild scratches that I mentioned that the detailer is going to figure out. I'll probably mention it a couple more times. But other than that, it's all a very nice piece of this particular red. And all back here in this quarter panel back here, all this looks nice. Here on the rear, I do notice some curb rash. So you can see that location, that location. Doesn't look like there's anything else all the way around, but these are super mild as well. Notice the barrels of these wheels. This car's been, you know, although it's you know, it's got a couple miles on it since 2013, it's obviously been well cared for because all of this would have some leftover erosion going on, corrosion going on, and it's all very nice and clean and really looks sharp. Right above the wheel well here, there's some minor bumping right here. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but there's just some minor, somebody, you know, a bicycle in the garage. I'm not really sure what did this. There's no rough paint. It's all smooth paint. We've actually checked this portion out with a paint meter, and it hasn't been painted. I only noticed it because of the way it was sitting outside in the light. So there's just a minor ding going on right here, super minor. Okay, moving on down the passenger side here. Again, we have this piece of clear bra here that is doing a really nice job of protecting the paint. The passenger side door looks terrific, so does the door handle. Okay, actually, the door handle, there's a real itty-bitty little nick right smack dab in the middle of the door handle. It's really small. Again, that's what I'm here for. And down here, across this bottom, I have a small ding right here. You can see it clear as day. It's, sorry about my hands. It's right here. and it's just a small ding. It's about the size of a quarter, and you'll have to address that. Working our way down the passenger side door, all of this is wonderful. And the front passenger side fender, all of this is free and clear. There are no major chunks or scratches or anything taken out of here. And let's look at the front wheel and tire. I run my hand right around this edge here, and bring the camera over here to take a look at this. Maybe you could call this curb rash. I just caught some wear. I'm not really sure what it's doing there. It's super mild, just letting you know about it. Okay, let's look at the windshield. The windshield glass seems to be just about perfect. I don't see any little chunks or chips in it. I see a couple locations that need to be cleaned extra. But other than that, this is a free and clear windshield, and it looks terrific. And you can also get a really good view of the top of the dashboard. I don't see one piece of dust on it. It's beautiful. And we'll work our way up here onto the hood. There is some mild watermarks up here that I know your detailer is going to get out. This piece of glass seems to be just about perfect here. Nice tint to it. And right back here, this panel as well needs some extra love with really minor watermarks. And this will all be shined up. I don't see anything on this car except for the little chips. I think I showed you two. The one up front on the front fender and the one little one on the door right here, on the door handle. But other than that, chip-wise, you're free and clear. You don't have any more chips. Okay, I'm going to continue to swing this back around. Give it a good swing. We're going to open up the doors now and the bonnet and the rear engine hatch so you can see what all's going on there in this 2013 911. So, driver's side door is open. Go ahead and take a look around there. The color is Luxor beige for the interior color. And this car also comes with the extra package for a remote start and fancy 14-way power seating and so on and so forth. Not many Porsches come with the extra premium package. It is called Premium Package Plus with 14-way seats for the power sport seats. So I'm glad you got a good look. Folks, this is beautiful. One big patch of beige leather. Nothing to talk about. Climbing in and out of the car right here. Maybe there's a mild mark here. Maybe a mild mark or two in this rubber getting in and out of the car. We've seen these before. They get all banged up. You should know it too if you're a Porsche owner. But look how nice this is. This is not bad at all for a 2013. Okay, in here we show, ready? 29,630 miles. Pretty cool, huh? So now you know the mileage. Now you know why there's a very, very mild road wear. 29,000 miles. You don't drive 29,000 miles without getting a little bit of road wear. That's just what happens. I'm looking up at the roof here. All of this is in a suede. At the headliner, it's all in beautiful shape. The steering wheel seems to be in really, really nice shape. I don't see any marks or abrasions on it. The center console, I know you've got some photographs of this, so you can see them at celebritycars.com. But this, eyes on, I don't see one mark on it. Nope. Not one, not even the shift knob. All of this is in wonderful shape. The black is nice. The beige is nice. All of the gauges are free and clear. Inside here, I know that this is all nice and shiny. The seats I don't see any, even any abrasions from getting in and out. This bolster here is one of those popular places that gets worn. There's nothing. Looks new. Your driver's seat the same. No leftover abrasions or marks on these seats. I'm going to go open the passenger side. I see some abrasions of getting in and out here. They got a chip in the paint here and a chip in the paint here inside the door. I can't even imagine what would have caused that. I guess a zipper latch or something like that, somebody climbing in and out. But it's inside the door, so we don't really care that much. But all this is beautiful down here, and all this is in terrific shape. Passenger seat's in terrific shape. Power this, power that. The carpets look terrific. And we'll finish it off by looking at this door panel here, and I will give you the thumbs up that there's nothing wrong with this door panel either. So you get yourself quite a beautiful interior. Back seat doesn't look ever sat in. Did you get that joke? Gonna put people in the back seat of a Porsche 911? I don't think so. But anyway, looks beautiful back there. I will show you. You stay right there if you could. There seems to be a little bit of discoloration in the carpet from moving the seat back and forth. And the seat belts. This is all obvious things that always happen when you use what you've got given to you in an automobile. Moving the seat back and forth, going to cause some marks and stuff. Super mild. Okay, I'm going to close the passenger side door. I'm going to walk back around and open up the bonnet here so we can see in the front. And I'm going to open the back as well. So you know these remotes work here on this side of the door. Not a whole lot to show, folks. Nice and clean. And there's your 3.4 liter, 350 horsepower motor underneath those fans. Once again, very clean. Closes nicely. Okay, I'm going to close the hood. Now we're not going to go for a drive in this Porsche today. It's got 29,000 miles on it. I've driven it. Drives like a Porsche. Does what it's supposed to do. But I will start it for you so you can hear it. Got our headlights are working good. High beams work good. My turn signals. The air conditioner's on in here, and it's cold. It's a very cold day outside. I don't want the air conditioner on. Huh. But all the buttons in here, everything looks great. Runs good. Doing everything it's supposed to do. Nice car, folks. Well, if you have any more questions, give us a call. 702-818-1031. We're happy to answer any questions about this really cool 2013 Porsche, an amaranth red metallic. Thanks for checking in with us. Have a nice day. Call us. Cheers.